Good morning. I'm Gina, and I am blessed to be here with you this morning. I am the spiritual director here at Greater Boston CSL. What a gift it is to be here with you. And you may notice, if you're used to tuning in online, that the background's a little bit different this week. We are actually virtual just for today. We will be back in Medford next week. And just knowing that we are growing, we have gotten calls, there's people, it's a whole new excitement that is coming through. And I'm so grateful to our leadership council and all that have been involved in this huge growth. Today's topic is dig deep. And that means just that. When you think there's nothing left, when you've given all you have, knowing there is so much more, and really just getting back in there and living life in a different, better, more vibrant way. And how do we do that? And that's what today's topic is all about. It's about really making that choice to dig deep every day. And what does that look like? And how do I do it? And why do I do it? It's an amazing gift that we can give ourselves, and we're going to talk about that today. So before we do that, we're going to begin with music, because what better way is there than to begin with music? And then we'll go right into our invocation soon after that. So get ready, my soul. That's our song. And I invite you in this to just be present and get ready.
Get ready, my soul. I'm diving in. Get ready, my soul. I'm diving in to the deepest kind of love, to the sweetest kind of life. Get ready, my soul. Everything I've ever done, everything I've ever seen, everything I've lost or won, everything I've ever dreamed has brought me here to the present moment, here to a new beginning here. And I'm seeing life so clearly now. Get ready, my soul. I'm diving in. Get ready, my soul. I'm diving in to the deepest kind of love, to the sweetest kind of life. Get ready, my soul. 'Cause here I go, deeper, deeper, deeper than I've ever been before. Here I go, closer, closer, closer to my sacred source. Here I go, deeper, deeper, deeper than I've ever been before. Here I go, closer, closer, closer. sacred source. Get ready, my soul. I'm diving in. Get ready, my soul. I'm diving in to the deepest kind of love, to the sweetest kind of life. Get ready, my soul. Get ready, my soul.
So I hope you're ready. And as we dive in, we begin, of course, with an invocation from our beautiful practitioner, Barbara Epstein. Good morning, Barbara. There is
Good
only one
morning.
here in this wonderful world, wide world of the internet. Thank you for doing our invocation this morning.
You are so welcome, and I am so grateful for having come into that song. What a powerful message, knowing that there is something more for every one of us. Each time when we think we've reached a plateau or settled to a place of stuckness, there is always the knowing that the truth is that this power that is greater than we are is always open to our willingness to be open and guided to being led forward in our lives. And I know that energy is surrounding everyone right in their very space at home or in whatever space they're in, just as I am right here in my own home. And I am so grateful for the message that came to me today, because I know that every now and then there is sometimes when you think you've reached as deep as you can, but the truth is it's never over. All you have to do is be open to that which is greater, and more comes. And I am thrilled to be here to listen to the message that Gina is going to offer, because I'd love to hear her take on going deeper and sharing that together as we all actually are working towards growing our wonderful center that just really began with Gina's direction on the 10th of October. And I am looking forward to all that unfolds and all the newness and all the community that takes place right here at the center in Medford on Sundays. So with that, I'd just like to say thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, and give this back to Gina with everybody right at home joining me in saying, and so it is.
And so it is. Thank you so much, Barbara. What a blessing. Thank you. And now we will have our beloved Maria doing our sacred reading. Thank you so much, Maria, for being here.
Oh, good morning. It is great to be here. Thank you, Gina, and thank you, Barbara, for that lovely invocation. Today, well, when Gina told me that the message was about digging deep, I thought immediately about one favorite author of mine, scientist, speaker, Brene Brown. And so I'm going to read a little bit from this book, Rising Strong. And she starts off with a quote saying, "The irony is that we attempt to disown our difficult stories to appear more whole or more acceptable. But our wholeness, even our wholeheartedness, actually depends on the integration of all of our experiences, including our falls." And in our Science of Mind, too, we talk about already being perfect, whole, and complete. In this way of digging deeper, Brene Brown has been someone I've read a lot of things, a lot of her books, and I just love when she talks about this rising strong process. So she starts off by saying, "Owning our story and loving ourselves through the process is the bravest thing we'll ever do." I still believe in this quote from two of my previous books, maybe now more than ever. But I know that it takes more than courage to own our story. We own our stories so we don't spend our lives being defined by them or denying them. And while the journey is long and difficult at times, it is the path to living a more wholehearted life. The Rising Strong process. The goal of this process is to rise from our falls, overcome our mistakes, and face hurt in a way that brings more wisdom and more wholeheartedness. The reckoning, she describes. Men and women who rise strong are willing and able to reckon with their emotions. First, they recognize that they're feeling something. A button has been pushed. They're hooked. Something is triggered. Their emotions are off kilter. Second, they get curious about what's happening and how what they're feeling is connected to their thoughts and behaviors. Engaging in this process is how we walk into our story. The rumble. Men and women who rise strong are willing and able to rumble with their stories. By rumble, I mean they get honest about the stories they've made up about their struggles, and they are willing to revisit, challenge, and reality check their narratives as they dig into topics such as boundaries, shame, blame, resentment, heartbreak, generosity, and forgiveness. Rumbling with these topics and moving from our first responses to a deeper understanding of our thoughts, feelings, and behaviors gives birth to the key learnings about who we are and how we engage with others. The rumble is where the wholeheartedness is cultivated and change begins. And then she talks about the revolution. Unlike evolutionary change, which is incremental, revolutionary change fundamentally transforms our thoughts and beliefs. Rumbling with our story and owning our truth in order to write a new, more courageous ending transforms who we are and how we engage with the world. Men and women who are strong, men and women who rise strong, integrate the key learnings that emerge from the Rising Strong process into how they live, love, lead, parent, and participate as citizens. This has tremendous ramifications, not only for their own lives, but also for their families, organizations, and communities. And so it is. Thank you.
And so it is. That is beautiful. And I thank you for that. And you know, I actually have a slide from Brene Brown from the Rising Strong book today. So that's one mind.
One mind.
Absolutely connected. Thank you so much, Maria.
Thank
we
you.
appreciate it. It was beautiful. And before we get into the message for today, I would like to play one more song. And I invite you to take these words in so strongly. Just know you are the face of God. You are that divine spirit. It's not someone else. There's no one better. There's no one more important. There's no one else. You are the face of God. So please allow these words to just settle in.
You are the face of God. I hold you in my heart. You are a part of me. You are the face of God. You are the face of God. I hold you in my heart. You are a part of me. You are the face of God. You are the face of God.
Tu es l'image de Dieu.
I hold you in my heart.
Tu es l'image de l'amour.
You are a part of me. You are the face of God. You are the face of God.
Tu sei la luce di Dio.
I hold you in my heart.
Tu sei il volto dell'amore.
You are a part of me. You are the face of God. You are the face of love. The face of love. I hold you in my heart. You in my heart. You are my family. You are my family. You are the face of love. The face of love. You are the face of love. The face of love. I hold you in my heart. You in my heart. You are my family. You are my family. You are the face of love. The face of love. You are the face of God. The face of God. I hold you in my heart. You in my heart. You are a part of me. A part of me. You are the face of God. The face of God. You are the face of God.
Eres la luz de Dios.
I hold you in my heart.
Eres la cara del amor.
You are a part of me. You are the face of God. You are the face of God. You are the face of God. You are the face
Tu sei la luce di Dio.
You are the face.
You
are the face of God. You are the face
Tu
of
es
God.
l'image de Dieu.
You are the face.
You
are the face of God. You are the face
Tu
of
sei
God.
la luz de Dios.
You are the face.
You
are the face of God. You are the face
Tu
of God.
ruh خدایی.
You are the face. You are the face of God. You are.
You are the face of God. You are that divine spark. And it's so important that we remember that in each and every day. So I absolutely do love that song. And we're here with a theme of the month of going further together. And today's is dig deep. So what does that mean? What does that mean if we're going together and we're asking to dig deep? Why do we do that? How do we do that? What does that look like? Well, I do not believe that we were born for mediocrity. Each one of us is born for greatness. There is something within you that is calling you forth in new and amazing ways. And if it wasn't, then you wouldn't be here. You wouldn't be looking for the more, you wouldn't be lifting yourself higher. So what does that look like and how do we get there? How do we begin and why are we striving for more? LeBron James said, all of my life I've been striving to make myself better. It's a full-time commitment to be the best. You have to work the hardest. You have to chase what seems impossible over and over again because giving up is not an option. And when you feel like you've reached your limit, it's only the beginning. That's when it's time to dig deep, to find the courage to push some more. Because if you've got the drive, the discipline, and the resolve to do what it takes to make yourself great, then the rewards are endless. And we know from our teaching that rewards come in many forms. It's not just about a physical. Prosperity is in every aspect of our life. It's having enough health, enough wealth, enough relationships. It's having everything. And that's why we're digging deep. If we were just superficial in our relationships, they wouldn't be worth anything. They wouldn't mean much. That's why we give of ourselves. In a place of community, especially, what we give, we're receiving. And that's part of what makes it a family, which is what we are here. It's about being in a place that we is greater than me. It's not just about one person. And we lift each other up as we inspire each other. Now, no one said that it's going to be easy. Greatness isn't something that's taken for granted, in the sense not everyone does the work to be in that place of all they can be. And it's not going to look like anybody else. And sometimes it is messy. So what do we do with that? And how do we, how do I keep moving to that next place? When you think of an iceberg, you see what's on top. There's so much more below it. There's the risks, the failure, the doubts, the criticism, the discipline, the sacrifices, the rejection, the late nights and hard work and persistence. All of those things, all of that sometimes pain and frustration, all goes into that iceberg right on top, that little bit. So there is so much more to each one of us than we realize or allow sometimes. Sometimes we limit ourselves by what we think we can do. Should, would, coulds, all that stuff. We limit ourselves. If somebody else says, oh, you'll never do that, and they say it enough, and that's been our whole life, sometimes we start to believe them. It's not the truth. It's their truth. Just because they haven't done it does not mean it can't be done. So we get the opportunity to do something different anytime we choose to. So when we think about that, when we think about being different, having more, I'm going to go through 3 points. How do we dig deep? The first one, spiritual practices. We evolve and expand in consciousness through our own personal development. So as we get stronger, as we learn more, as we become and embody that divine spark that we are, amazing things happen. So we use the divine in amazing ways. Ernest Holmes said deep within each of us, there's a place of calm, of peace, of security, where trouble and accidents do not occur, where the truth and love reign supreme, and good is the only power. It is to this place that we go daily in silence of our own minds to commune with the spirit that is both around us and within us. We go daily. It's not once in a while. It's not occasionally. It's not when everything else, when the crap hits the fan and we say, okay, I need to pray now. It's daily. We have a practice. That's why they're called that. Spiritual practice are tools. We have a toolkit that allows us to go deep. Now, when we look at this, I love that because it's so true. And even those seeming failures, even that hard work that we've done, think about raising children. For those of you that may have adult children, it wasn't easy. There's nothing easy about raising children at any age. It's a passion. It's a labor of love. Teachers, they give so much of themselves. It's a labor of love. They're certainly not paid anywhere near for the hours that they work. And all of these people are doing this, and they're living and they're giving because that's who they are. Yes, it can be messy, but that's what you're born to do. Life wasn't supposed to always look the part, and you're not always going to feel like you've got it. But it's so important because every step of the way, we're learning. Through those hardships, through that frustration, through the struggles, we learn the most. So what did you learn about yourself as you walked through what seemed like the darkest times. You notice how strong you are. Sometimes we wish we didn't have to be that strong, that the story may have been easier, the path might have been easier. It is what it is. So sometimes we make our own choices, and we always do. Those choices can make it difficult. What do I do with it? What's my attitude? What am I attracting? Where is my consciousness? Now, when you were younger, you may not have known that. I didn't know those words or what any of that meant till probably 10 years ago. And even then, I'm still I feel like I'm barely scratching the surface of that iceberg. But it's not a race. We get to do it at the pace that we do it. But it's about digging deep and knowing that there is so much more below the surface than there is above the surface. These are our spiritual tools that we get to use: sacred conversation, quiet contemplation, journaling. How are you really feeling? That's a conversation between you and spirit. Treatment and affirmative prayer, of course, knowing the truth, claiming the truth in the one mind, visioning. A practitioner session is a wonderful tool to be able to, sometimes when we're on the inside, it's hard, it's easier when you're on the outside to look in and see it than when you're in it. A spiritual community that can help lift you and reflect the good that you are and see that amazing person that you are when even you can't see it. A prayer partner. I have someone that I call every morning, and it's an amazing gift to begin the day with prayer and to be completely honest with someone, because I'm hearing myself. It's not about them. I'm hearing myself assessing and planning my day with prayer. Meditation, because it's one thing to talk and pray. It's another thing to listen for the answer. My best thinking got me where I am. It's spirit that leads me to that highest place. So in that meditation time, I get to listen. Spiritual classes to continue. That's a great way to dig deep. Something more, something deeper. Sacred service, which comes in many forms. Being in community, showing up on Sunday. That is sacred community. It's time, treasures, and talents. Anything we truly believe in, we put our money behind. If you follow a sports team, you watch them, you pay attention to them, you're giving your time to it. Anything that you do, if you love the theater, you're paying for the theater to go to watch it, to be in it. Museums, if you love the art. Whatever it is that you're doing. Envisioning is one of those that basically I love, because it's opening myself up to something bigger than I would have even thought I was capable of. Spirit as you is the entire iceberg and the ocean and everything else in between. So that within you can do anything. Envisioning allows my picture to be bigger than just me. So all of these tools gives us an opportunity to be more of who we came to be. I believe that you were born on purpose, with a purpose, and we work for that purpose. And when we're feeling discontent, we're not in that direction. Depression, sadness, dis-ease are those rumble strips of life that tell me, okay, there's another direction. What am I missing? And spiritual tools help align me so that I have that to give. Now, digging deep, sometimes it's hard and it's worthwhile, but it doesn't have to be. What is my idea of it? If I think something's going to be hard, it's going to be hard. LeBron James talked about basketball. He worked hard at it. He loved the game. He did it because he loved it. Yes, he wanted to be the best. He wanted to work hard, but he loved it. He didn't pick something that he didn't enjoy. So you may work hard at it. We love our children. So we spend the time. We do what we need to because we love them. It's not even a question of whether or not it's worth it. If you've had the opportunity to give back to an elderly family member, perhaps it was dementia or illness, or maybe you're the caretaker of an elder parent or an aunt and uncle. And I say that it is a gift. It doesn't feel like it all the time, but they gave. They raised me. I get the opportunity to give back. I'm not saying it's easy. It's the toughest thing. But at the same time, it's worth it. It's not even a question. So it's about being in a place of understanding that and knowing that some things are worth it. Realizing then that while the power is limitless, it must become operative through our own thought. We shall see that what we need is not some greater power, but a greater consciousness, a deeper realization of it, life, a more sublime concept of being, a more intimate concept of an already indwelling God. Ernest Holmes tells us that it's not that we're looking for it or to be a part of it, we're already it. But if you don't know it, you can't turn on the light switch if you don't know it's there. So this is the light switch. Turn it on. Use these tools and turn on that light switch. It's amazing what can come when we allow it. But if we never enter the room, we'll never know. So we get a choice every day. And it comes in different forms. These are some of the forms that it comes in. When it comes to, these practices, we get a choice of deciding, do we care about what people think? Or are we more interested in our own authenticity? And this is actually from Brene Brown's book of Gifts of Imperfection. Are we more concerned with perfectionism? Or is there self-compassion, trusting we're doing the best that we can? Are we numbing in powerlessness? Or is there a resilient spirit? We get to choose scarcity and fear of lack, or gratitude and joy, need for certainty, or true faith and intuition. We have these things, creativity. We get the opportunity to pray and rest, calm and stillness, meaningful work that means something to us that we enjoy, laughter, song, and dance. We get a choice in what it is we do, what it is we choose in our lives. And if something doesn't feel good, I need to look at that and say, okay, there's another way. There are some things that we can't just walk away from. There is grief that happens in our life. But the difference between depression, and there is chemical there. Sometimes that's a completely different thing, and we can get help for that. Again, not easy, but there's help. We don't stay in it. And when we have a community around us, and we are with a group of people that know us, they can see that there's something more and help us to be or get to what we need. Sometimes we just think, well, buck up. Sometimes it's a lot more than that. When we're in grief and we can't get out of our own way. My mom transitioned a year ago, and I had many losses before, but she was pretty much the final one on that side, and it was just it was devastating. And I went into this time that I was not myself. And it took what it took to get through that. Everyone has that, and it's humbling sometimes. I mean, I couldn't I couldn't even straighten my living room. I couldn't do anything. I was not functional. And it was during COVID, and I was home and had plenty of time, but I couldn't get out of my own way. Sometimes we have to allow ourselves that, and it's humbling and it's messy, and I don't like it. But if I didn't grieve through it, I would have held that pain all of my life. I would have carried that baggage every day. And I did that for years with many people. And it's the same when it comes to forgiveness. You know, those are those things that we have to give away and let Spirit take. We come together in community, show up open, and allow everyone's voice and interest to be included. Work together in camaraderie. It brings love and shared accountability and participation. Therefore, as we go further together, we simultaneously grow together. I can't know what I don't know, but you know a lot of things that I don't, and you can help me. Open my mind. Diversity is a beautiful thing. It's the difference between trying to paint a beautiful work of art with one color or the entire rainbow. Why wouldn't I want it all? And in our communities, we get the opportunity to do that. Different points of view, different ways of living. It's a beautiful gift that we give ourselves. And it's important that we remember that it's worth stepping outside of our little world to see the bigger one. Thich Nhat Hanh said, enlightenment, peace, and joy will not be granted by someone else. The well is within us. And if we dig deeply in the present moment, the water will spring forth. It doesn't say that it might happen. It doesn't say it could, it would, it should. It doesn't say that. It says the water will spring forth. So how is that looking in your life? What are you doing to allow that to come forth, the best of you? I always say the best of my life is the rest of my life. There's not a question in my mind about that. I will not, I do not even entertain otherwise. You know, people look at retirement and they wait to start their life. It's not about waiting for it. It's right here, right now. So what do you choose? What isn't there room for? What are you spending too much time on and not enough time on? You get that choice. And when we come together and the more people we meet, the more opportunity we can say, I do want that. I don't like that. I do want that. All right, this isn't serving me. And you go to someone and you ask them, how did you do it? And that's why we come together, because we is greater than the me. You know, it's amazing that people will share in incredible ways if we ask. And you are worthy, just like you share if someone else asks. We're in community together. And yes, that's within our spiritual family, but that's our entire human and the world as well. You know, we are one. And when we're against anything, we're against ourselves. It doesn't feel good to be against anything. So, how do I align and come into harmony? Are those tools that I use every day. It's not waiting for the world to change, it's waiting for my view. Fix my eyes. That's my prayer often, is fix my eyes, that I may have peace regardless of what I see. Because when I am steady in my spiritual practices, I am grounded in faith. I am steadied, as opposed to feeling like I'm on my own and I'm wobbling around in it. President Barack Obama said, it is moments like these that force us to try harder, dig deeper, and to discover the gifts we never knew we had, to find the greatness that lies within each of us. And we find that in so many ways. You know, that's different races and cultures and ages and religions. There's so much that comes from so many different places. And we get the opportunity to be a team in creating that. What do I choose? What is a world that works for everyone? What does that look like? Well, it begins with living, not just existing, but living. You get to choose. And part of that is, you know, well, what are your talents? What are you good at? Are you doing it? What is yours to do? Yes, in our community within CSL Greater Boston, our community is in CSL worldwide. but within the world. What are you here to do? If you're a musician, sing, dance. If you're a dancer, do what's yours to do. If you create, create. Whatever it is that you feel you're called for, do it. The world needs you, and no one else is just like you. And the more you do it, the more fulfilled we feel. See, we live in a society, bigger, better, faster, more, that's out there somewhere. But the truth is, there is no out there. There's only here and now. So I encourage you to be brilliant, be imperfect, be loving, be messy, be wonderful. But let's be it together. Let's honor the best in each other and walk together, knowing that there is good, greater, and better. Our affirmation says, I am because we are. And I'd ask you to say that out loud with me. I am because we are. So I thank you for being here and being part of this service today and digging deep with me. And I know that, we are here, Center for Spiritual Living, to make this world better for all. It's not a soundbite. It is possible. We do it every day when we come together in love. We raise the vibration. So I thank you for being here. And in that knowing, we are here. There's a whole lot of announcements, but I wanted to just mention before the announcements, I wanted to just have our giving, our actual, we are here because of what you give as well. Remember that what we put forth comes back multiplied. And I'd ask you to share in our love affirmation as well. Divine love as me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, and all that I circulate. And as far as how, if you are spiritually fed by our service, know that you can support us through PayPal or text to giving. And this is also on our weekly email that goes out, as well as it is on our Facebook page or even on our website. So I invite you to dig deep. It's time, treasures, talents. What's yours to give in this world? And are you doing it? Because I assure you, the more that you do, it comes back in amazing ways. So good morning, Karen. I'm a little behind on all of our good morning to you and Chris. And, I am excited that we've got so much coming up. We've got visioning is every Monday now at noon. So you can join us. This is the link. And again, it's on our Facebook page and in our weekly. Very excited about next week. The Bridge of Forgiveness with Barbara Fewitt. She's amazing. She's an amazing practitioner. She is the chair of our leadership council, and she's just a gift. And forgiveness is a gift that we give ourselves. It is going to be next week, which is Halloween, in person in Medford at 11:30 to 1, or you can also do it online. So if you would like the link for that, or if you'd like to sign up for that, the information is right here. Let us know. So that is next week. Also want to mention, we've got the spiritual convention coming up for CSL. Early bird registrations ends November 15th. Very excited that we have our Prosperity Plus 3 class starting. Actually, it's going to start November 9th. We're going to get it started November 9th so that people can get their supplies. So we want to make sure everybody gets in what they need. So if you're interested, reach out to me. There is no greater way to dig deep and get that flow moving than with the Prosperity Plus 3 class. It's a wonderful, you don't need to have, there's no prerequisite. They're all standalones. And it gives a wonderful opportunity to really dig in and increase that abundance and flow in life. It's absolutely incredible. So knowing all the good that is coming, all that is circulating, knowing all of that good, I'm going to go into prayer and just know that right here and right now is all that there is. So I invite you to just take a breath and be right here, right now. What a gift it is to come together in prayer within this oneness, knowing that Spirit, as each one, creates this amazing whole. I know that Spirit is all that there is. It's the light. It is the sun outside. It is love itself. It is that greatness, that allness of the universe, the Alpha and the Omega, and everything in between, omniscient, omnipresent, and opulent. Spirit is that one mind of wisdom, that absolute allness that is, was, and ever will be, both the breath and the breather. And knowing that oneness, I know I am one with that. I am that I am presence. I am that love and that joy. As I know it of me, I know it of each one within my voice, each one beyond it. Each one is that individualized expression of divine light with talents and joy that is the birthright. I claim the birthright of affluence and abundance, perfect harmony in relationships, perfect physical health. I claim that it is easy, that the law is what does the work, that I need not be. And I let go of any seeming discontent. I let go of any seeming dis-ease. I let go of any seeming lack. And I open my heart, my hands, my mind, and I accept the truth right here and right now. On behalf of myself and each one, I accept the divine inheritance, that absolute birthright, knowing that all is well right here and right now. And I celebrate it. I celebrate it joyfully, knowing that it cannot come back void. So giving it to the law and letting it be easy, enjoying the ride. I set it free and say amen and blessed be. And together we say, and so it is. And I thank you. We have fellowship right after this. Remember that you can find our fellowship on our, you can find it at, sorry, I'm just posting it up there. You can find it also on our weekly newsletter, which if you don't get, you can go to our website at cslboston.org. And this is our Zoom fellowship. Please join us. We would love to see you. And I'm going to end with just a song that I love that is going to take us into the week, knowing that it is going to lift us because we are doing amazing things together, stronger, perfectly imperfect. We are doing amazing things. So thank you. Blessings and love. Thank you so much for being here with us this morning. And I'm going to give it to Michael God to take us out with amazing things. Love and light. See you next week.
Amazing, amazing, you will do amazing
things. Amazing, amazing. You will do amazing things. You will do amazing things with the choice each new day brings, and with every step you take. Bless the progress that you make. The reason you live is there in every gift you give. Love your life, love your dreams. You will do amazing things. Amazing, amazing. You will do amazing things. Amazing, amazing. You will do amazing things. Oh, the places you will go and the people you will know. Don't worry when, where, or how. You don't need to know that now. You're on the right track. No need to look ahead or back. Just enjoy what this day brings. You will do amazing things. You don't have to work it out. Just stay in the here and now. Let your mind rest for a little while. Sometimes deepest answers come when you're out there having fun. So close your eyes, take a breath, and smile. Amazing, amazing.